Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Imps View podcast show with me, Cornell B, /DJ Cornell B in the house, back again with another video. Obviously, thank you very, very much to the 677 subscribers who have subscribed to me to the channel. Love to get it up to 678 or 679. I'm hoping to get it up to 700 before the new year, end of the year. So thank you very much to the new subscribers who subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you ever already subscribed to my YouTube channel, thank you very much for doing so, and big up to all the followers and to all the subscribers who subscribed to my YouTube channel. So without further ado, let's get in the video. So today, Michael Scabala has obviously was interviewed in Portugal before they come back to England, which they come back tomorrow from Portugal, where they went on to go and play Bromley in Portugal, where we lost 4-3, which I don't care about the result because it's all about the fitness and getting the best out of the players, and Michael Scabala tweaking a few things, finding out who his starting 11 is going to be for the start of the season, who is good enough to be in his plans, and which players have the chance to really impress and which ones have to go out on loan to get more playing time and to really showcase their talent at whichever club that they get sent out to. Obviously, the news is broken that Scott Fry has left the club. Obviously, we have a brand new goalkeeper coach. Obviously, David is with us, and former Sun who just joined from Sunderland. Honestly, look, I'm disappointed to see Scott Fry go, but we wish him all the best on his new career in the Championship, and obviously welcome back David back to the club. And he's got experience. He's been with a promoted team like Sunderland, who's now in the Premier League now. And honestly, he'll bring his experience to the table, and help the likes of George Wickens and be even better than how we're going to expect him to be, and also help the likes of Parderton and G-Cock as well get better as well. Look, obviously I read the article today that obviously Michael Scabala's come out and spoken about the transfer targets. He's spoken about Sean Rowan, obviously how difficult and how hard it is to replace him. And here is my views on this. Honestly, listen, last season Sean Rowan was one of the best left backs that we Lincoln City had, and there were times where he was criticised a lot for his crossing, criticised for his passing, and the more times he got better, the more improved that he was going to be. He was as a player, and to compete to play the full 90 minutes throughout the whole season, even though yes, he is more used to playing as a right centre back, but he adapted well and adapted to playing as a left back. And honestly, to replace him is very, very difficult. And that is what we are as a club. We're not a Brummie, we're not Wrexham, we ain't any of these big clubs where they have all the money in the world and they can spend it obviously and go on and replace that player. We are not that type of player. But one thing I will sit down and I will say is that the club always has a plan, and that is to bring the right player in. We as Imps fans know that we Lincoln City need a left back. We need at least 2 left backs to come in, and they have got to be the right signings. And the plan for the club is to bring in that player and make sure that they are the right faces to come to the club, that wants to play for Lincoln City, wants to play for the shirt, wants to bring positive energy and a positive impact to the team and to Michael Scabala on how he wants us to play. Like, we already know that we're going to be playing 4-2-3-1, either 4 at the back or 5 at the back. And he's going to make that decision. Even though, if it was me in Michael Scabala's shoes, I would be playing 4 at the back with the likes of Deriqua, Bradley, Towler, and Hammer, and then possibly and obviously left back. If it's 5, it might be slightly different. depending on the formation. Even though we know it's 4-2-3-1, but how he's going to tweak it and who gets into that starting 11. But one thing I will sit down and I will say, I have utmost belief in Michael Skubala, the club, Jez George, and the recruitment team, that they'll sit down together as one and go through all the potential targets, the potential faces that want that they feel, and picking the right players, which I believe they will, with positive energy, and bringing that right player to really excite us for this new season. And the reason why I say it is because us, Lincoln City, want to learn from our mistakes. Michael Skubala will learn from his mistakes from last season, not to just try and hoof it upfield, not to do anything silly that's going to obviously upset the Imps fans and make the atmosphere even more elusive than probably how it was, last season. But listen, I think Michael Skubala knows that going into the transfer window this summer, yes, it's still open. It's not closing until September the 1st. But like I said, we don't need to panic. And I said that in my previous video. And I said, listen, we don't need to panic going into the summer transfer window. We've made 2 signings. We've already been linked with Josh Revels of Huddersfield Town. And if it is him, that signs for us, which I would be very, very happy, because he's an experienced player who's been there and done it, and he knows how to bring experience to the table. Some Huddersfield fans will say that he's not good enough and we could do better. I'm not saying that there isn't better left backs. And if anybody was to tell me and say, oh, Cornell, which left back do you think Michael Skubala, Jez George, and the recruitment team and Lincoln City Football Club needs to be signing? And I'll give you a few list of names and I'll say, listen, the first one on the list would be Josh Revels. But besides him, Joe Tomlinson of MK Dons would be outstanding. Ben Jackson of Barrow would be another one. Brandon Flaming, I would have said, but he's gone to Derry. George Cox is one. Colvin Bramall is one. And the return of Harry Toffolo. Those are the ones that I believe that we should be looking at. Possibly Brendan Williams, obviously, who was the trialist. But we have to be, the club's going to be smart about it. And spend the money wisely, which I know they will, with positive energy. And I even stated and I said, after we lost to Wrexham last season, I said that us, Lincoln City, have to bring in solid signings that are going to impact this club. Because we, Lincoln City, have been playing League One for far too long and it's getting rather boring. Our objective is to achieve the impossible dream, and that is to challenge for the playoffs and finish in the playoffs and go all the way in the playoffs and go on and create something special by winning the playoffs and ending the 64-year wait. That is our aim, and not just only just that. Our aim is to compete with the very best. Because League One, this new season coming next month, is going to be very competitive. And I kind of look at it and think, well, is it a weak league? Do I believe that when I see one? I believe so. But there are teams that have already improved and teams have already started buying. But at the end of the day, we're doing it the Lincoln way. Skubala's doing it the Skubala way. And I tweeted this morning and said, whoever comes in, I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Toffolo. I don't care if it's Ben Jackson. I don't care if it's Joe Tomlinson. I don't care if it's George Cox. I don't care if it's Colvin Bramall. Whichever, I don't care if it's Josh Revels. I don't care which left back that comes in, even though Josh Revels would be absolutely fantastic of a signing on free. Please do not get me wrong. And I've always stated and I said we need to sign at least 2 left backs. But I couldn't care less who comes through that door. As long as they are a solid signing, a player that is going to impact this team, just like how James Collins impacted this team when he came last season. It's a real shame we didn't sign him last summer, but obviously he was gaining his experience in the championship. But at the end of the day, targeting the right left back is the main priority for this club. The main priority is boosting our defence. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen to Monsima or Jax, because somebody will have to go out on loan to get more minutes. I do believe that we need to bring in maybe another centre-back, maybe, just to make the odds even more better. Have Nelgru or Alexander Milovic in it, who's on a free from Portsmouth. But like I always said, Skabala and the recruitment team will get it right. And, you know, it's full belief right now. And like I always said, from time, I'm backing and supporting this club every step of the way with positive energy and positive impact. And right now, the players will go back into training on Saturday and prepare for the Grimsby Town game, which is going to be an interesting game in pre-season. How well we do there at Blundell Park, and then obviously we've got the meet and greet, which I'll be attending to. And then we've got the final pre-season game before we prepare for the Reading game at home, first home game of the season. It's very important. But listen, it's all about being patient. Real being patient, because getting left backs is not easy, and signing one is not easy. You have to be in the right place at the right time. And Lincoln City will find the right place, are in the right place at the right time, but they're just being cautious about bringing the right player. And as I said just earlier on, losing Sean Rowan was heartbreaking, and there isn't going to be another Sean Rowan. There's going to be somebody similar. That is, obviously Towler can play left wing back if he is needed to. But we all know he's going to be playing right centre back. So it's very important for him to adapt to, which I know he will do. But the left back, bringing in a left back, it is very important. And they've got to be the right one and a solid centre back. Experience, younger, whoever. And when that happens, there is other, positions that have to be strengthened too. But listen, it's still early days in the transfer window. I still believe in the club, and honestly, I can't wait. If Josh Revels is our new signing, from the way that I saw it yesterday, rumored that Port Vale, Reading are after him, and if it is us, and if we do sign him, sorry, at least we've got a left back in. And some might say he might not be good enough, but he might not be good enough for Huddersfield, but in an Imps shirt, he could be. So, let's wait and see what happens from now till then. Thank you very, very much for watching the Imps View podcast show. Love to get it up to 679. It'll be very, very appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got a comment, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give a like. And also leave your comments in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching the Imps View podcast show with me, Cornell B, /DJ Cornell B. Next weekend, Cornell B is coming to the Schooley Park at the Soul Healing Festival to perform. And if you haven't got your tickets for the Big City Jams at the Lincoln DJ Hub, it's out right now. 10 more tickets are still out and about. So, thank you very much. Up those Imps. And I'll see you next week at the meet and greet. Up those Imps.